Welcome to the Deep Dive. Have you ever been in an organization, maybe a team, or even just, a social group, and noticed that some people just, they get things done. Mm-hmm. They seem to effortlessly cut through all the bureaucracy, rally support, shape outcomes.
Yeah. While others who might be just as smart, just as dedicated, they kind of struggle to gain any real traction.
Exactly. What really separates those folks who simply participate from the ones who genuinely, shape the game?
It's a fascinating question, isn't it? And it gets right to the heart of how influence and power actually operate.
Okay.
And that's exactly what our sources today help us explore. Right. We're going to navigate this often subtle landscape of power, influence, leadership.
Making those distinctions.
Right. Distinguishing between different levels, different tiers of impact. Our goal for you really is a clearer understanding of how real influence works.
Oh, it shows up.
Yeah, often in ways that aren't immediately obvious, hopefully giving you a fresh lens to view the dynamics around you.
Okay, so let's jump right in then. There's this really core distinction our sources draw. Mm-hmm. The difference between being a player and being the player. And it starts with a simple, pretty relatable analogy.
Okay, yeah. Imagine yourself, let's say, at college graduation.
Right.
You've done the coursework, met all the requirements, you've earned your degree.
Cap and gown, the whole thing.
Exactly. You're standing there, a symbol of success. In that context, you are absolutely a player.
You've done what you were supposed to do.
You've shown competence, followed the rules, achieved a recognized status in your field. You're ready, potential leader material.
Definitely in the game. Maybe even excelled.
Could be top of the class.
And here's where it gets really, really interesting, I think. You could even be the valedictorian, right? Exceeding every single expectation.
Mm-hmm.
But our sources point out you could go through that entire college experience, even graduate at the absolute peak.
Yeah.
Without really inspiring that deep, personal, almost unwavering dedication from others.
Yeah.
You might have all the recognized leadership characteristics, sure, but you didn't, as the source puts it, covet followership in that really profound sense.
You didn't build that kind of following that would, go to the ends of the earth for you.
Exactly, no matter what.
That introduces a really crucial dimension, doesn't it? So being the player, that's a profoundly different kind of influence.
Totally different.
It's not just about doing what's expected or even excelling professionally. It's about commanding such loyalty, such trust.
That people do extraordinary things.
Extraordinary, maybe even irrational lengths for you. It's a level of impact that just fundamentally shifts the dynamics, often without any overt displays of authority.
Right. And the sources give this truly vivid, almost unbelievable example. It's extreme, sure, but it perfectly illustrates this difference.
Which is?
El Chapo.
Oh.
Forget college degrees, right?
Yep.
This individual had followers so fiercely loyal, they acted with almost like cult-like devotion.
Wow.
People risked their lives, their freedom, everything to plan and dig a tunnel. Not just any tunnel.
Across an entire city?
Across an entire city, right to his jail cell.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the audacity of that.
It's credible.
And not just like a rough tunnel. It was fully wired, streetlights inside.
Streetlights.
Yeah. And a fueled bike waiting for his escape.
That level of detail. What's truly astonishing there, though, is that while this massive, complex construction project was happening, the entire national security apparatus of the country apparently had no clue.
Completely unaware.
I mean, this wasn't a quick job, right? It demanded immense planning, huge resources.
Loyalists everywhere.
Loyalists in every establishment and level, as the source says, to pull off something so time-consuming, so risky, so costly.
And the fact that the foundation of a maximum security jail could be undermined like that without anyone noticing.
It just speaks volumes, doesn't it, about that pervasive, unseen influence.
And the successful execution.
That's it. That, the sources argue, is what defines the player. It's having the vision, getting the resources, and then successfully implementing it, often invisibly on a grand scale.
And crucially, this isn't just some story about the criminal underworld.
Right, it's an extreme example.
But the mechanism behind it, that pervasive hidden influence, that ability to command that kind of loyalty, that's not unique.
Okay.
Our sources make it clear these same dynamics, maybe less dramatically, play out in the corporate world too.
In boardrooms.
Absolutely. Boardrooms are full of players, those excellent, capable people, engaged in complex strategies for the company.
Playing the game.
Playing the game well. But the chief executive seat, our sources suggest it's almost always occupied by the player.
Okay. That makes sense. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights the depth of this distinction.
How so?
Well, the player stays in that top seat until they are, quote, swamped out.
And never without a fight.
Never without a significant fight. But here's where that hidden power really shows. Even when a chief executive genuinely retires,
they're not really gone.
Often, they install a protege, someone they've carefully groomed, who then continues their legacy.
Ah, so the retired chief is still the player.
Effectively, yes. Through that new appointment. They keep exerting influence, control, often from a distance, because their chosen successor maintains their vision, their loyalty.
Like the founder who steps down, but everyone still listens to their advice more than the new CEO's orders.
Exactly that. That's the essence of it.
So for you listening, the distinction isn't just about a job title or how well you do your tasks.
No.
It's about the depth of your impact. Your ability to command loyalty and drive results in a really significant, maybe even pervasive way.
It's about cultivating that kind of deep influence that truly makes things happen, sometimes even when you're not the one officially in charge.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. We often make this mistake, right? Equating power directly with authority. Or seniority.
The person with the biggest title, the corner office. Yeah. They must be the most powerful.
That's the assumption. But our sources really challenge that. They make it clear the power equation is way more nuanced.
Much more complex than just looking at the org chart.
So what is it then?
Well, that's a critical point. Power, as our sources define it, is the ability to influence decisions that truly mark you out.
Okay.
The ability to make things happen, really, regardless of the size or formal structure of the organization.
Right.
And what's crucial to get is that seniority might give you superior authority, the formal right to give orders, maybe.
The official position.
Yes. But that doesn't always translate directly to actual power. The power to influence action, to really get things done, can reside somewhere else, not very visible within the organization.
Somewhere hidden?
Often operating beneath the surface, away from the spotlight.
So it's less about the name on the door and more about who people actually listen to, even if they don't technically have to.
That's a good way to put it.
That feels almost counterintuitive, though, to how many of us think about leadership.
It absolutely can feel that way, and that's why this distinction is so important to grasp. Leaders are consistent influencers, right? So they're generally associated with control. But they might not be the obvious source of that power, precisely because they aren't necessarily the formal authority figure.
Okay, so if it's not just seniority or a title, how do the sources define power?
They define it quite clearly as the ability of a body to influence the behavior of others and to achieve their preferred outcomes.
A body, meaning an individual or a group?
Could be either, yes, an individual or a group. And what's important here is that exercising power isn't some abstract thing or like an optional extra.
Just part of the job.
It's presented as a managerial responsibility, just like planning, thinking, training, coordinating. Exercising power is right there with them. And since power is fundamentally about action, it makes things happen. It stays firmly related to leadership, even when it's operating discreetly.
It sounds like an unseen current, almost. Something that starts small, maybe even unnoticed, and then expands to move larger things.
That's a very apt analogy. Its influence, the source says, ripples through the organization. It's ecology.
Wow, it's ecology.
Yeah. And operational factors in the environment can modulate its impact, make it stronger or weaker. But what's particularly fascinating is why it's often hidden.
Why is that?
The source of the power is not commonly apparent because its effects often get overshadowed by the people and groups who are influenced by it and by their reactions.
Ah, so you see the result. The project gets approved, the strategy shifts.
Exactly. You see the outcome. But the true starting point, the origin of that power, can often be subtle, almost hidden from plain sight.
It takes a keen eye then.
It really does. You have to look for the subtle nudges, the informal chats, the quiet endorsements that happen before the big shifts.
Okay, so if power isn't just handed out with a job title or that corner office, what actually makes someone capable of wielding it so effectively? Especially from the shadows sometimes.
Right.
What are those qualities that let people cultivate this deep, pervasive influence, the kind that makes them the player?
Well, our sources list some really important traits, things that contribute to becoming what they call a well-grounded, established player.
Which sounds like someone who's mastered this art of influence.
Pretty much. And this raises an important question for you, listening. What characteristics do these influential individuals consistently show? And how do these traits actually fuel their often hidden power?
Okay, what are they?
First, They are excellent problem solvers.
Not just fixing things.
No, it's more than that. It's about readily perceiving their responsibilities, their roles within the whole organization.
Seeing how they fit.
Exactly. Understanding how they fit to secure a strong position, anticipating challenges before they blow up into crises. And alongside that, they have a strong, innate desire for achievement.
They're driven.
They're not content to just coast. They want to make their mark.
So it's not just ambition in a general sense then. It's ambition tied to understanding the system and getting tangible results within it.
Precisely.
And I imagine there's a strong internal sort of personal side to this too, beyond just their actions.
Absolutely. Beyond the problem solving and ambition, these individuals are self-confident, but crucially, without being arrogant.
That's a fine line.
It is. It allows them to approach things with weight, with gravitas, but also with humility, which makes them more approachable, more trustworthy.
Okay.
There's self-discipline, which is fundamental to consistently executing their vision. And very, very importantly, they can listen.
Really listen.
Yes, not just waiting to talk, but listening to understand the unspoken things, the alliances, the unwritten rules, the underlying worries in an organization. That's often where the real hidden power dynamics lie.
So it's not just passive listening. It's actively seeking out those subtle currents you mentioned earlier.
That's a great way to put it. That's exactly it.
What else?
They've also mastered the art of effective communication.
Okay.
Understanding how to convey their message persuasively, and not just in formal presentations, right? But through informal channels, one-on-one chats, even subtle body language.
Got it. Analytical too.
Yes, described as a little above average intelligent. Able to process complex stuff quickly, connect different ideas, and finally, emotional stability.
Steady.
Very steady. Consistently showing a positive, reliable attitude towards their subordinates, towards the organization as a whole. That fosters trust, reliability. People know where they stand.
So it's the combination then, the consistent integrated demonstration of all these traits, not just one or two, that makes them readily acceptable to members of their organizations. It builds that profound respect and trust.
Exactly. And that acceptance, that buy-in from others, that in turn catalyzes the ability to influence behaviors and decisions of others through their personalities.
Wow. So their character itself becomes a tool for influence.
It's a compounding effect, yeah.
Right.
Ultimately, it's these traits consistently displayed, woven into their whole approach, that let individuals build the deep trust, the unwavering respect, the real followership needed to become these well-grounded, established players.
The ones who can actually influence behavior and get their preferred outcomes.
Often in ways others just can't. They're the true architects of outcomes, often using subtle power rather than just over authority.
Okay. We have covered a lot in this deep dive. From that critical difference between just being a player, competent, contributing, and truly being the player.
That commanding presence.
Right. Someone who commands that profound loyalty and achieves extraordinary influence. We've also looked into the mechanics of power, how it operates beneath the surface, often unseen, and the personal traits that seem to cultivate this lasting, significant influence.
And what really stands out, I think, is how power isn't just about having authority or a fancy title.
Not at all.
It's about the ability to influence others to achieve your preferred outcomes, often through subtle, almost invisible channels that just ripple through an organization.
And presented as a responsibility, too.
As a managerial responsibility, yeah. Deeply tied to leadership, but its source is often hidden. It takes a keen eye to really see it. It definitely challenges that conventional idea that power always sits neatly at the top of the chart.
So for you, listening, whether you're leading a team, navigating your own career, or maybe just observing the dynamics playing out around you. Understanding these principles, recognizing the difference between a player and the player, seeing how power works beyond a job title, identifying those traits that build real influence.
Yeah.
It can offer really invaluable insight into how organizations and people truly operate.
Yeah.
It might even shift how you approach your own goals.
Definitely worth thinking about.
So considering everything we've discussed today, if power is this ability to influence others to achieve preferred outcomes, and it's often not visible,
right?
What seemingly small actions are you taking or maybe observing around you right now that are actually shaping the preferred outcomes for tomorrow?
Good question.
What might be the hidden power plays happening right under your nose, quietly steering things in a particular direction? We hope this deep dive helps you navigate your own path with maybe a bit more clarity and confidence. Until next time.